Disappointment is a natural and inevitable part of life. We all face situations where our expectations aren't met, our goals aren't achieved, or our hopes are dashed. However, how we deal with disappointment can make a big difference in our personal and professional growth. If you're new here, my name is Jennifer Mitchell Early. I help individuals and teams achieve organizational and personal success by providing customized training, resources, tips, and tools to help you pursue purpose and accomplish your goals. If you're looking to grow and evolve personally and professionally, be sure to subscribe and don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you'll be notified every time I upload new content. Disappointment is a natural and inevitable emotion that arises when our expectations aren't met. However, sometimes we can get stuck in disappointment and dwell on the negative aspects of our situations, rather than accepting reality and moving forward. This can lead to feelings of resentment, bitterness, anger, and sadness, which can affect our well-being and relationships. How can we avoid getting stuck in disappointment and cope with it in a healthy way? Well, I'm glad you asked. One way is to acknowledge our feelings and express them constructively. Rather than suppressing or denying our disappointment, we can talk to someone we trust, write in a journal, or engage in a creative activity that helps us process our emotions. This can help us release some of the tension and gain a different perspective on our situation. One of the most challenging aspects of any personal or professional endeavor is dealing with disappointment. Whether it's a rejection, negative feedback, or a missed opportunity, disappointment can be hard to swallow and can affect our motivation and confidence. Here are some ways to express disappointment in creative and professional ways that can help us cope and learn from the experience. Acknowledge your feelings. Don't suppress or deny your disappointment, but rather acknowledge it and allow yourself to feel it. This can help you process your emotions and avoid resentment or bitterness. Use constructive language. Avoid blaming, criticizing, or complaining when expressing your disappointment. I know it's hard. Instead, use constructive language that focuses on the facts, the impact, and the possible solutions. For example, instead of saying, "You ruined my project," you can say, "I'm disappointed that the project didn't meet the expectations, and I would like to understand what went wrong and how we can improve it." Seek feedback. Don't take disappointment personally, but rather see it as an opportunity to grow and improve. Seek feedback from others who can offer you a different perspective and constructive criticism. Ask them what they liked and disliked about your work, what they think you can do better, and what suggestions they have for you. Learn from the experience. Don't dwell on the disappointment. Rather, use it as a catalyst for change and improvement. Identify what you can learn from the experience, what you can do differently next time, and what actions you can take to achieve your goals. For example, if you were rejected for a job, you can learn from the feedback, update your resume, expand your network, and apply for other opportunities. Express gratitude. Don't let disappointment overshadow the positive aspects of your work and your achievements. Express gratitude for the opportunity, the feedback, and the support you received. Thank others for their time, their interest, and their input. This can help you maintain a positive attitude and a good relationship with others. Another way not to get stuck in disappointment is to adjust our expectations and goals. Sometimes we may have unrealistic or rigid expectations that set us up for disappointment. For example, we may expect ourselves to be perfect, or others to always agree with us, or life to be fair. These expectations are often based on assumptions, beliefs, or values that may not reflect reality. By examining and challenging these expectations, we can adopt a more flexible and realistic mindset that allows us to cope with uncertainty and change. And lastly, practicing gratitude and optimism will keep you from wallowing in disappointment. Rather than focusing on what we lack or what went wrong, we can shift our attention to what we have and what went right. We can appreciate the positive aspects of our situation, such as the opportunities, lessons, or growth that it offers. We can also look for the silver lining and envision a positive outcome for the future. This can help us cultivate a sense of hope and resilience that can overcome disappointment. Being able to move on from disappointment is important for several reasons. First, moving on from disappointment can help us avoid negative emotions that can affect our mental health and well-being. Dwelling on disappointment can lead to anger, resentment, bitterness, depression, or anxiety. These emotions can impair our judgment, lower our self-esteem, and damage our relationships. By moving on from disappointment, we can free ourselves from these emotional burdens and focus on the positive aspects of our lives. Second, moving on from disappointment can help us learn from our experiences and improve ourselves. Disappointment can be a valuable source of feedback and motivation. Instead of seeing disappointment as a sign of failure or inadequacy, we can see it as an opportunity to reflect, evaluate, and adjust our actions and strategies. By moving on from disappointment, we can embrace a growth mindset that allows us to learn from our mistakes and challenges and become more resilient and adaptable. Third, moving on from disappointment can help us pursue new opportunities and achieve our goals. Disappointment can be a temporary setback or a permanent obstacle, depending on how we react to it. If we let disappointment stop us from trying again or pursuing other options, we may miss out on potential rewards and successes. By moving on from disappointment, we can overcome fear and doubt and maintain a positive attitude and outlook. This can help us discover new possibilities, take action, and achieve our desired outcomes. Moving on from disappointment is not always easy, but it's possible and beneficial. By adopting a positive mindset, coping with negative emotions, learning from feedback, and seeking new opportunities, we can move on from disappointment and grow as individuals and professionals. Once we learn how to express our feeling in a healthy way and practice self-compassion and kindness, we can turn the page on the experience and begin to engage in activities that boost our mood and well-being, such as exercise, meditation, hobbies, volunteering, or a passion project. By coping with the negative emotions that disappointment causes, we can free ourselves from the emotional burdens and focus on the positive aspects of our lives. The best way to deal with disappointment is to make lemonade out of our lemons. Thanks, Beyonce. By learning from our experiences and improving ourselves, disappointment can be a temporary setback or a permanent obstacle, depending on, again, how we react to it. If we let disappointment stop us from trying again or pursuing other options, we may miss out on potential rewards and successes. Instead, we need to view disappointment as a valuable catalyst. Rather than seeing it as a sign of failure or inadequacy, we can use it as motivation to change our perspective, to view it as an opportunity to reflect, evaluate, and adjust our actions and strategies. By learning from disappointment, we can embrace a growth mindset that allows us to learn from our mistakes and challenges and become more resilient and adaptable. You can turn the tide and gain momentum from disappointment by identifying the causes and consequences of the disappointment, such as what went wrong, what we could have done differently, and what we can do better next time. Maintaining a positive attitude and outlook that can help us overcome fear and doubt and cope with uncertainty and change. Seeking constructive feedback from others who can offer us insights and suggestions on how to improve our performance or behavior. Setting realistic and specific goals that are aligned with our values and interests and that can challenge us without overwhelming us. Exploring different options and alternatives that can help us fulfill our needs and desires in different ways. Developing a plan of action that outlines the steps and resources we need to achieve our goals and that includes contingency plans for potential obstacles or setbacks. Taking calculated risks and stepping out of our comfort zone to try new things or experiences that can enrich our lives. Celebrating our achievements and progress along the way and rewarding ourselves for our efforts and hard work. Please don't forget to like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and share this video if you found it valuable. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.